So, my channel members, one of the benefits they get is a video suggestion box, which is just the video suggestions channel on my Discord, which is also linked below. Shameless shilling aside. One of the suggestions that I got from one of them was a pretty simple one. What do you think of the security redux that Funky Station is trying? For reference, the footage you're seeing is security redux in action. So, it's not going to be like fully edited. I'm not going to jump around to clips to use as an example because I don't really have any examples that are interesting to look at. And it just kind of is a pervasive vibe thing. But before we get to that, let me break it down. Security Redux, in essence, is a complete rework of Security's gameplay, where every non-lethal takedown option, like the stun baton, for example, has been replaced with a nightstick. The nightstick does damage while still stunning in the same amount of hits-ish. This results in people being injured every time they have an interaction with security. And I mean severely injured. Disablers are out, so if someone's running away and you don't have a flash or you're out of range for a flash, you can just shoot them. You can just shoot them down in the street. Yeah, there's no non-lethals, there's just less than lethals, which is what they're called, which is a weird name, but it does describe them accurately. That's about it. Flashbangs also do damage. I believe the tear gas does some poison damage. It's also flammable. I found that out because a security officer decided to detonate a flashbang on him, which caused another security officer's flashbang to explode, but also the same security officer's tear gas to explode, resulting in two security officers essentially setting themselves on fire and being fucking ash for like half the round. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. But yeah, basically, if you could think of a non-lethal takedown option for security, it's been removed in favor of a lethal takedown option, or a sort of lethal takedown option. So, the next thing, the why. Why do this? Essentially, this is part of Funky Station's push, I would call it. Yeah, I'll call it a push. Push towards something much more world building. It's world building, essentially. Basically, they want to deviate from typical space station formulas to incite more crew versus NT stuff. Essentially, like, several servers have these sort of vibes, right? Like, Monolith as an example, even though Monolith continues to make weird decisions that are really straining my recommendation of them severely, has this whole thing where it's factions fighting in a lawless space involving an incredibly powerful monolithic fragments and all these, like, science things, all that stuff. It's the rough and tumble Wild West, with factions fighting over it. Same way Stalker is, well, just fucking Stalker. If you know what Stalker is, you know the lore of the Stalker server, or, well, Stalker, just the game. You know the kind of vibe they're going for, the tone, even. Funky Station is going for a corporate hellhole vibe. In contrast to I guess I call it the status quo, where it's crew versus antags, and where it's crew, CC, and security versus antags. Now it's CC and security versus antags versus crew. Essentially, security aren't meant to be the protectors of the station, valiant heroes, and they're actually allowed to be pretty corrupt and kind of dickish. Which, I mean, if you know my fucking security playstyle, the way I play PCA, you already know I'm having fun with this. Here's the thing, I like the push. I really do. I think that the push for unions, for example, that's something that's coming soon, is unions. Essentially, each department has their own union, and there's a union leader, which they can revolt if their demands aren't met, all that kind of shit. That, I think, is really cool and a great replacement for Revs. However, the current Security Redux update, that is just the non-lethal conversion, is it introduces a lot of problems, and also at the same time doesn't meaningfully change anything. And that's not the fault of the Redux itself. I think the Redux itself has potential. I think it should be tried at a later date with a new system. You already probably saw it coming, and it's the same reason why changelings haven't gotten fixed properly, heretics haven't gotten fixed properly, Xenos aren't implemented at all on most servers, besides really fucking jank situations. Why RMC doesn't have proper surgery. It's fucking shitbed again. Yeah, the age-old demon of every fucking space station developer. Shitbed is, once again, the cause of it all. For those who are unaware, Shitbed describes the current Wizard's Den medical system, which is shit. There's no polite way to put it. Medical on Wizard's Den was put in a long time ago, like years ago, I believe at this point, in a really rudimentary state. Now, to be fair, this was before even like the major, like several major antagonists were added, before Heretic was on any server, before Wizard, despite Wizard's Den being the server name, before Wizards was even before Wizards weren't even in existence, before Revs, before any of the cults, especially Cosmic cults. Shout out to Kazne. Before all of that, there was the Wild Wild West, where we just needed the very, very basics of each department. We had nothing. And Medical's design was very, very rudimentary. This ends up resulting in a situation where stuff gets built on top of Shitbed by new coders and people who are just like, oh, I want to add like fucking, lobotomy surgery or some shit, right? And then they make that. They craft. They're like, okay, I'm gonna make a fucking lobotomy like thing. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna make lobotomies in the thing. And then what ends up happening is they go through, they code it, and now we have more shit that players are actively using, having fun with, on top of Shitbed. Meaning Shitbed becomes more and more influential upon how every single antagonist and other system works. For example, if you want to change the medical system, you'd have to touch the chemistry system, which is how most, honestly, how most atmospherics reactions work. Yes, the entire atmospheric system is also affected by Shitbed. Every antagonist would have to get it changed. For example, Heretic would need to be changed significantly. You'd have to change how radiation works. You'd have to change, a fair bit of the artifact triggers. You'd have to change foam. You have to change so much stuff because all of it is coded to work with Shitbed. Now, I could explain the entire process of how Shitbed came about and, the problems that it's caused and why that just ended up resulting in fucking a million issues. But that's kind of getting into a whole bag of worms that we're not here to talk about. We're here to talk about We're here to talk about Security Redux. And the Security Redux, unfortunately, does not work in the context of Shitbed. And in the context is a very specific word that I learned from my political science classes. You can't just say, let's change these things. Let's make security much more lethal without acknowledging the fact that that lethality is in the context of whatever medical system there is. For example, if the medical system was much more damaging and had risk of permanent damage, you shoot someone, it has a risk of permanently crippling that leg, that would make people much more heavily scrutinize security. However, current system is, I go to baton a person, for example, that person I just killed in Bridge. I go in, I kill them because they are killing Captain. They get dragged to med and revived and brought back to security. Normally, that would only happen in lethal engagements like that one. However, because of the way the Security Redux works, now every interaction with security, every arrest for like stealing an ID or whatever, merely the act of resisting arrest results in everyone having to do this tedium of walk all the way to medical with cuffed prisoner. Medical stands there after clicking on them to apply 5 like fucking brew packs. Walk back to security. Oh wow, warden has sentenced them. Essentially the same as before, but yeah, it just takes more time. Yep, just takes more time. It's all it does. Frankly, honestly, that's pretty much like the biggest change. That's kind of just all that's happened, is just it takes a little bit longer. Now the intent, of course, was to make it so that people wanted to comply with security more because, oh, they'd get damaged. And then they'd have to get healed if they wanted to interact with security. But again, because of the context of shitmed where damage doesn't matter, why bother? And for reference, I'm going to hear a lot of arguments, and I will entertain them here, where people are going to say, just roleplay pain better. Here's the thing. While true, people should roleplay as their characters, all that, yada, yada, yada. I have long since held the mantra that you should not, and actually no, you should never fucking use. There's no excuse for this. You should never use the fact that the gameplay does not match the roleplay to essentially blame a player base for playing in a certain way. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, because you're essentially saying your players are too stupid to roleplay in the way you have told them to. Which also, roleplay the way you told them to, really? Cringe. Respectfully, cringe. Very cringe. So, what do we do with this? Well, one, don't have shitmed. Doi. Just fucking fix the medical system is a constant when you code an effort that's being gone through by literally every single server constantly before they find out, oh hey, it's a gigantic fucking pain in the ass to make a medical system that isn't shit and works with every other system. Because again, the pylon issue from before, you have to recode basically half the fucking game. As I understand it, that's what you have to do. And reminder, all coders and maintainers are volunteers. Getting back to the issue at hand though, essentially, security also has another problem that magnifies this issue. GenPop tried to help fix this, and it did. It helped, but at the same time, and this is something that can't really be contested here, being brigged is fucking boring. Like, extremely boring. Unfathomably boring. Holy shit. It is the worst part of the game. Seriously. Like, this, like, you need to understand here. Most servers across the board are, like, universally lowering their brig times. Even HRP and MRP servers, which are supposed to be realistic. Like, oh, you kill the guy, you go to jail for, like, fucking, like, an hour because you killed a person. Of course you go to jail for an hour. You go to jail permanently in real life if you kill someone. Duh. Doi. But difference is, it's not fun. It's really immersion breaking that I can murder someone and get off with like a 15-minute sentence. Or like a 10-minute sentence even. This is because being brigged is boring. And it's boring because there's essentially nothing to do in brig. Like for reference, right? Let's take a brig that has every single fucking feature, right? You can punch a punching bag. Cool. You have punched a punching bag. You can play knockoff Tetris. You can play that one shitty RPG nobody likes. You can play jank basketball even. If you have 2 players, sure, I guess you could. I guess. You could also play that's about it for things you can play there. You could read a book, which also read the books, like read books on whatever server you play on. The people that wrote them, pretty good. They're like genuinely, some of them are pretty fucking funny. Like the fucking Nuki one, like the stratagem one on Funky, that one's really good. Whoever wrote that, shout out. That's good one. Real fucking funny. Real good corporate corporate fucking propaganda slop bullshit. It's funny. But brig is essentially just a timer of, oops, I did a bad according to the rule, time to go AFK for 15 minutes. And I say this because literally everyone does this. I get brigged with like 2 other prisoners, right? Both of them serving 15-minute sentences, try to talk to them. Both of them are alt-tabbed, both of them are AFK. And then I go AFK, because what the fuck do? I try to break out of brig, I try to start a fight, you know, have fun, pick a fight, go, raw, prison riot. Oops, I have to spend more time essentially forced AFK. For reference, your game crashing has effectively the same result as security just deciding to brig you. And it fucking sucks. It's terrible. It's shit. How do we fix it? Well, we've had like a million suggestions, right? And these suggestions range from just rework security to do like fucking executions more often, which is bad. Don't please God, do not do that. There's also the option of just let them go play salvage for a bit. Okay, this makes Warden the hardest role in the game even harder because now they have to go manage salvage bullshit. So, what do we do? No, I'm asking, what do we do? Like, genuinely, if you have some ideas, put them in the fucking comments. Because I don't know what to do about this problem. Like, the salvage thing, I think, is the closest idea we have to a solution for this. The problem is, if you make it too fun, people just do shit things to get brigged more often. And it also gives prisoners way too much time to break out easily. And all that crap. Like, it's pretty explicit that this is going to be a major problem that's going to exist for a while until someone comes up with something incredible for it. And I don't think removing it is the option. Otherwise, we get a situation like Wisden removing the salvage shuttle, where we don't have an actual, like, fucking reversion, or like a replacement in mind. And as such, everyone just re-adds the salvage shuttle, because it still has the same goddamn issues. Some servers have fixed this by adding in Lavaland or Shadowlands. I think that's a good solution to salvage shuttle, but that's, again, out of scope. And the solution of just make salvage a separate thing, and everyone will go down there, so security can rest salvage, and antagonists can't just run around in there. It's not as simple for security. Because this problem is systemic, and roleplay, and combat, and gameplay. It's every issue at once, instead of just a gameplay issue. It's very bad. It's a real can of worms that I don't have a solution for. So, let me know in the comments. So, what good has Security Redux done? First of all, made a couple really good changes to the way security role plays. For reference, now instead of just, oh, you're under arrest, swing baton, swing baton, swing baton, there's much more incentive for lawyers and other, like, keep security in check roles, like lawyers, IAs, NTRs, and magistrates, to actually bitch at officers because they are literally hurting someone. Before, you could shoot someone with a disabler and cuff them and just say, oh, well, it didn't harm them, so what's the issue? Now they can't hide that because it actually fucking hurts to get arrested. Good. That I want to keep. Keep that. That's good. Epic. Very good. Yes, do that more. Good thing number 2. Security has consequences and a reason for people to actually fucking riot. There's a lot more proof that, oh, the security officer is beating me, and people could go, oh my god, that man is being beaten in the streets. Again, bit of a same thing as before, but I think it's different enough that security beating someone down is a genuine reason for assistance and other people to get involved. Like, why are you hurting that man so much? What have you done? Instead of the typical tighter thing of, oh my god, security's doing fucking anything. I must get in their way and pull the guy they're arresting for no reason. Since Security Redux, I've seen a lot more organic protests and riots take place, which is good. It also segues into my next problem. escalation. Here's the thing. Escalation, for those of you who are unaware, which is most fucking players, it works like this. Let's say you and another guy want to fight. Well, how do you escalate that? I walk up, I call the guy a bitch. He says, no, you're a bitch. I say, you think I'm a bitch? Come on. Well, come on, why don't you fucking fight me over it, bitch? And then he's like, all right, fine, fight me. And then you punch each other, probably both go down or something, get hauled to med, both get arrested by security probably. Completely normal, escalated fight, good roleplay. So you've seen this happen numerous times with different videos, like the time I shot the magistrate, the hoss that went in a mech and started rampaging fucking everywhere, because fucking NTR tried to class 2 him. Properly escalated, and nobody's pissed off because we could all see it coming. Everyone who wanted to back away from it could have. That's good escalation. That's real 10 out of 10. A+ shit. The bad, though. Security, with Security Redux, starts out at lethal. And let's say there's a protest or something. Their only option is to hurt the protesters, which just escalated further. They don't have non-lethal options anymore, which, to be fair, does mirror security in real life, which is a good thing. But actually, you know what? No. I don't think about it. I'm flip-flopping here. No, this is a good change. That's a good thing. No, I'm flip-flopping. That's a good thing. That is a very good change, actually. No. Yeah, the security escalating situations by being involved with them, period, and like tear gassing and shit, that's a good thing. Yeah, no more lovey-dovey command like, oh, I want to protect the whole crew. No, you have to beat skulls in if you want to get shit done. No, I'm flip-flopping. I'm thinking about it as I'm saying it. I have like my talking points in front of me. As I'm saying that out loud, it didn't sound right. No, I'm full flip-flopping. That is a good thing. Yeah, completely ignore me. As for something that I do think is genuinely bad and extremely bad, security being at constantly a lethal level where they're allowed to shoot people really don't have a reason to put their big toys away. This is also a separate issue, which actually I'll talk about it here. The alert system currently sucks ass with Security Redux. For reference, right? Let's discount yellow and violet alert because they basically don't fucking matter for this. Cyan alert as well. It's green, blue, red, right? Green, everything's hunky-dory. Blue, something happened. Red, something big happened. Problem is, security oftentimes has a reason to constantly have their long arms out. Like, let's say a murder happens, right? And the changeling gets discovered. Security is told to arm because there's changelings on board. Security, because they encounter one changeling that has then proceeded to fuck off into Narnia, or one syndicate agent decided to bomb people just so you can't fucking say, oh, well, changeling just shit, which it is, but that's... Changeling being shit is not the cause of the issue here, trust me. I thought about this. All of this, everything I've just said, is in consideration if changeling just didn't fucking exist, which it shouldn't in its current state. Changeling needs to be reworked. It's just not good. Tangent aside, the current situation is this. Security arms to deal with like a minor threat because they're already lethal. Why would we not just jump to having the big guns, which are also just lethal? This results in every security officer constantly having guns out, which, if you're aware, makes playing antagonist fucking impossible. For reference, previously, if a security officer was chasing you, you had to avoid the disablers, avoid the flash, avoid the flashbang, and then boom, you have gotten away scot-free. Security Redux, if you're the first antagonist to act on the shift, say you like, I don't fucking know, bomb into... Let's say you shoot QM, steal their fucking stupid tablet thing. Okay, security is now chasing after you. They shoot at you. You have to dodge the bullets. You have to hide and avoid the security or fight back from the security officers. And if you have better shit with them because you're prepared for a quick dust-up, congratulations. You have won and gotten away with your crime potentially. Maybe, I don't know. So, let's add in Security Redux. You are now the second antagonist act. Security has been armed permanently and are now constantly fucking everywhere. And now security, because they're just always armed, they just shoot you and you're dead. Because again, shotguns, one shot, and the SMGs kill you like 2 seconds fucking flat. And the Lectors, thanks to their range buff, now shoot much further. Oh, and also lasers exist and can shoot through glass. I didn't think to mention them, but yeah, they exist. Because security has long arms, their kill potential, essentially, how easy it is for them to catch you versus how easy it is for you to get away, is now completely skewed in their favor. And why would they disarm? They're like, why would they swap from being a lethal threat to take down every single fucking person doing crimes and antagonistic shit to also being a lethal thing to take down every single antagonist, but their lethal is now worse? This was already a major issue where we're just constantly on red alert all shift despite nothing happening. So what do we do about this? Because this problem has been pervasive and it's been escalated by Security Redux. Here's my solution. Scaling alert system. So, start on a green alert. Let's say something happens. We go blue. This is no longer just, oh, there might be a threat. No, something has happened. We go to blue alert. Blue alert is supposed to be there as a something bad is taking place. We need to be potentially armed. There's been a murder, shit like that. There's been a murder, there's been whatever. Something definitive has happened. And then, above blue alert, we have a new alert level, which I have to make up a color for this, although it doesn't really matter. I'm going to say brown alert because brown is close to green in being a naturey vibe. Brown alert means something has happened, but it's not a major safety concern. This can be used for thefts, trespasses, break-ins, things that security could have reason to search you people over. This would be the level that blue would typically be at. Blue alert being essentially, this is happening. We need to search you and whatever. But now it would be brown alert instead, where it's, okay, security needs to search you, but there's no threat to your safety. You can be calm. Blue alert, currently, as it stands, and not in this weird pseudo thing I'm making up right now, is currently just, oh, there's been a threat, there's been a murder. It's just the step before red. Blue alert now is going to be, there is a threat to your safety as a crew member. You need to be aware and vigilant. Then, get onto our next alert level, orange. There is a major threat to your safety. Use this in terms of multiple murders. With, for reference, blue alert previously being for single murders, a bombing, like guy shooting someone, something like that. Singular things that might pose a risk to the crew at large and should be vigilant for, but aren't an active threat. Orange is for things that are going to be a major problem that will potentially threaten your life. Use this for people that are just shooting into hallways randomly. A bombing of a critical area, such as a hallway, for example, medical, security, things that might result in multiple deaths in a department. Then we have red alert, which is there is something actively dangerous on board that is threatening all crew and has managed to significantly harm the crew members. Use this for particularly active changelings, constant murders, any mass casualty event, for example, a bombing, a trip fire, shit like that. And then we keep the other alerts, which are violet, cyan, and yellow for diseases, Borgs being stupid, and atmospheric issues, respectively. I think the system could probably help with the whole blue arm on blue alert because we have changelings thing where we just add like 2 alerts where it's like we don't need to be fully armed and the entire crew doesn't need to arm or whatever. And this would also mean, and set a precedent, that when we are on red alert, the entire crew is to arm. Again, NT would have precautions for this. They would have a red alert situation as there is an active threat to the whole station. We need to arm everyone. which, again, particularly active changelings, nukies, blobs, shit like that. Delta is active stage, is imminent stage destructed, as before. Octarine is the cosmic cult is doing cosmic bullshit, which, yeah. Again, we keep it completely in line with a sliding scale for 1 to 5. Hell, we can even replace it with the number system. Level fucking 0. Nothing's happening. Level 1, which would be brown alert in this case. Something has happened, but it's not a concern. It's not a safety concern. You're fine. Just some dick stole something. Level 2, which would be blue alert in this situation. Someone has died, and we don't know the cause, and it may be a hostile entity. Use this for single murders, something like that. And I say we don't know the cause, but it also could be, we know the cause, but it's unlikely to be a widespread issue. Be vigilant, but you're not actively just going to get jumped in mates or something. Then, move on to orange alert. Orange alert. Okay, this thing is killing people multiple times. We are unaware of the fact that it might be able to affect multiple departments at once, but several people are dying. You need to be actively alerted and move in groups, which again, NT would probably have protocols for this. They'd probably say, hey, in your training, if these alert levels are ever called, stay together. Stick to one another like glue. Don't go off alone, and be extremely vigilant. Then, we have level 4, red alert. Level 3 being orange, obviously. Level 4, red alert. There is something that is actively killing fucking everyone. We need to stop it. You need to get a gun. Go to security, get a gun. Go shelter in your departments. Martial law, you're not allowed inside your departments. Not outside in mains. Nobody is on the hallways. You need to stick the fuck together, shelter the fuck down, and generally, you should be fearing for your life at every given moment. And then level 5, Delta alert. Get the fuck out of your department. We're about to all die. Of course, we also have the side alerts being yellow. We could also have yellow on a certain scale, for example, which I think would be interesting, frankly. Yellow 1. A single place is space, like part of a hallway, whatever, probably never be called. Level 2. One of the non-primary engines is exploding. It's unlikely to cause mass station destruction, but there is about to be a significant damage to the station, or currently is. For example, a department is inoperable temporarily due to a bombing or the SM exploding. Level 3, the Singulo is loose. Run. Yeah, I feel like this could be a much, much better system. We could also have the number alert for Cyan. Cyan alert 1. We could have multiple alerts at once. For example, we could have green Cyan 1. Green Cyan 1. One of the Borgs is being annoying. Green Cyan 2. Like, one of the Borgs has killed someone. Although probably blue Cyan 2. Okay, and then fucking red Cyan 3. The AI is trying to kill us all. I think a tiered alert system, making it more complicated, would solve, again, the security Redux issue, which this video is about, I promise, of every security officer constantly being armed. Additionally, I think it'd just be a good system. Now, here's something I want feedback on, because I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Have the levels actively decay with time. Essentially, a command member needs to go and refresh the alert level to keep it on that alert. Otherwise, it will revert to a, like, I don't know, the previous alert level. Like, red will revert to orange, for example. Unless someone refreshes it. I had that idea in my head. I didn't really want to confirm it because I hadn't thought about it too much. It just kind of appeared in my head as I was, talking about this. So, yeah. And let me know. Let me know how you think about that idea. Because I don't know if it's a good idea or not, and I want feedback on it. But yeah. That's just generally my thoughts on the security Redux. I think it's done a lot of good, but I also think it's done a lot of harm. Yeah, like a fair bit of harm. And again, the main takeaway from this: shitbed needs to be fixed before anything major, anything like hugely good can be changed about the situation in the security bank. Thank you, my channel members. Onai Mitchy Boy, That Wondale, Takyan Stenver, Modern Jedi, Mr. Xiasop, Double, The Lazy and Garage, Spirit Plantic, Hello, Reverse Beer, Wakefield H, User Face, Slow Charge, Good Cat, North Star, Phil Bentimo. For the show down below, please, I beg of you. I would really appreciate it. I love receiving thanks and memberships and stuff, because if I do, that means that someone enjoys my stuff enough to actively give me their hard-earned moolah, hard-earned money. Again, I say I'll stream every time. I'm just gonna stop promising that at this point. I will try, but shit's fucking chaotic right now, you know? Life is chaotic. My life's chaotic. I'm trying my best, alright? See ya.